There is definitely some kind of ego erasure happening for me right now because it seems like I only get the urgency to talk to you when I feel like I am at my least physically presentable self for the internet. Like, no makeup, like, dressed for some meditation and then some like voice work later today and not really to be seen. But so maybe that is something in itself. Okay, yeah. Well, I hear they're saying, well, you're going through transformation. That is something I personally do feel like I'm going through. And that literally feels almost like why I'm like presenting myself as like a blank slate. Like there's like, this doesn't feel like personality to me, but it feels like literally gray area. And what I'm feeling is that I'm going through this because I'm also connecting with the collective who were likewise in like in a waiting room, is what I'm hearing. And a lot of you are actually feeling like a mixture of boredom and anxiety in alternating waves. It's like you're waiting for something to happen. And they're saying the time is ripe. But the biggest thing that I am hearing is that if you are bored, if nothing interests you now, some of you, yes, may be going through a form of depression, but many of you are not actually depressed. You are just ready to stop consuming and ready to start creating. If you're bored, it's because you are not seeing yet in the reality the thing that you want to exist, because you yourself are the one who has to make it happen. So if you're a writer, that means start writing. If you're a composer, it means start, improving, messing around with music. They're saying get outside, even if, I know I'm in a part of the country right now where it's very cold, but like even if you can stand on your doorstep, and they're saying let the sunlight hit the corners of your eyes. I don't know why that's significant. They're saying photosynthesize. Photosynthesize your ID? They're saying sunlight leads directly to passion. And passion projects are what are going to define you and fulfill you through 2026. They also said sustain you. I'm hearing that physically sustain you. So I do feel that for many of you, that's going to mean passion projects are going to be your most lucrative projects this year too. So that is a really nice change. I think a lot of this collective has felt like, part of like, it's almost like you're like one hand is moving up and the other hand is grabbing it and pulling it down, saying, no, don't do that. Like, even if you want to do it, it's not going to lead anywhere. It's not going to take care of you. You've got to focus on what takes care of you. And now more than ever, we are being pushed and squeezed to feel like we are constrained by this financial system that we're all part of. But 2026 is really going to be about establishing a new foundation in which, this sounds so cliche, but this is what I'm hearing. They're saying love is the currency. I think that's going to look a lot more like collective. Oh, I heard collective bargaining, so that's interesting. But also collective funding, crowdfunding, collective exchange. So it might be projects that you get crowdfunded or you have investors. It might be like Kickstarter type things. It might be like community exchange, where like you're offering a service in exchange for another service or good. So it's sort of like freeing you. I'm getting chills now. So this is definitely for someone who's watching this video. You're really moving towards a freedom in which you are less burdened by money. And that doesn't mean you're not going to make money. It's just going to be, it becomes less of an evil in your life when you begin to see it as a byproduct of all the ways in which you are creating abundance. I hear that your cup is going to be full, like every way. Like you are busy. In fact, many of you are already beginning to see the signs of what you're going to be busy with. You may already know what projects you want to get involved with, and you may have kind of been like, it's like you're like waiting for that, like, go. And it's like the finish line is almost here, but it's really not a finish line. It's like finishing an old cycle, and the new cycle is getting ready to start. So some of you are feeling guilty for resting right now, but I'm hearing like your rest is so important. Like, please prioritize sleeping. Please stop feeling guilty over not doing 10 or 15 chores a day that you feel have to get done. Like, prioritize stepping back and saying curing the mind of the idea of insolence. Whew. Oh gosh. Oh wow. This really feels like breaking free from a paradigm in which you owe everybody everything. Insolence is such an interesting word because it almost like sounds like a mentality in which you were a child, beholden to some authoritarian or authority figure or institution. I feel a lot of us in this collective are helping the world to see examples of what it looks like to live without the burden of feeling beholden to an authoritarian figure. And interestingly enough, this is like not, it's like the opposite of what that could sound like. Like it does not mean, it doesn't feel like it's like some kind of hyper independence where you owe nothing to anybody, like, or any kind of selfishness like that. It's more like you feel free to fulfill your earth mission. Yeah, is what I'm getting. And in doing so, you're going to find that you naturally create more connection around you. You do more for the community that you're part of. You contribute more, you get back more. And there's a strengthening. I'm seeing all this like interlacing, almost like shoes, or like even like a corset, like a shirt, any kind of like, it's like this interweaving. And the more threads that go back and forth, the stronger that hold becomes. But it's like really like horizontal. Like this is really a gentle dissolution of hierarchy. We're really moving away from a top-down reality in which power is centralized at the top and the people below receive breadcrumbs. You are learning how to nurture and sustain yourself in such a way that everyone is almost like their own like personal little power plant or generator. So it's really cool because you get to do that then in the way that feels most authentic to you, which is naturally going to make you feel more powerful because you're going to be in your element, doing what you love, doing what lights you up. And you're probably going to surprise yourself with what that looks like, because it's probably going to be several things. And one or two of them may be on your radar now, but I'm getting like 3 or 4 are not on your radar. They're going to be even be like mini projects or side things, but they're so like, they're like episodes that are so fulfilling and uplifting that you just are shocked by how good it feels to step away from the ego identity of who you thought you were to do this different thing. Like, if you never thought of yourself as a public speaker, maybe you're a local farmer and like someone in your community asks you to like come to a talk and help like teach other people how to like plant a certain crop or something, and you find yourself in this position of authority and speaking authentically from your heart, and realizing you have all this wisdom and knowledge to share that you never realized before that you like knew so much or could give so much, and it's monumental. And there's gonna be like moments like that that really like it really feel this collective is gonna be shocked at how different they feel. I really like, the more chills I get, the more I'm like, okay, I'm on the money here. You're gonna be shocked by how different you feel. I'm getting in 6 to 8 months time, but even as early as 3 months time, you're going to see significant changes and like foundational new beginnings that are indicative of the goodness to come, is what they said. Thank you. So this is really exciting. So hang in there. I think many of you are feeling tired. Give yourself a hug. There's nothing wrong with you. If you feel the urge to dip your toes into something new, by all means, go for it. But do so with joy and for the fun of it. And if there's anything to keep yourself disciplined to right now, it's to keep yourself disciplined to the things that nurture and nourish you. So it's gonna mean what it means for you. That like that's gonna be everything from like eating well, getting sleep, getting your taxes paid on time, to like reading a book, applying for that job that you maybe feel like you're 80% qualified for, and you're like, oh, I don't know if we can do it. Just apply, So do the thing that feels good, but let the fun and the passion be the lead, because that is ultimately going to be like your biggest wayfinder for setting you up for what you want to do in the following year. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I think that's good. All right. I love you guys. Bye.